So I guess it's fair to say that we're about to reach the bottom on the journey down, the final chapter, chapter 3. Could you just sort of tell us what the journey's been like so far with you guys, what you've learned, and where you're at with the third part of the journey down?
Oh wow, yeah, we've learned a lot. Like everything, we learned so many lessons working on chapter 1, it's ridiculous. We applied that when we worked on chapter 2, and it's one of the reasons why making chapter 2 took a long time, because we learned so much. And now working on chapter 3, we learn even more, so it's a lot. There's so much we want to apply, and so many things that started rolling with chapter 1 and chapter 2 that we, subconsciously, we've been building up this epic thing, and now finally we need to tie all these things together. And it's a big project, tying it all together. So that's what we're doing right now. We've got the script is done, the puzzle design is done. It's awesome. It's really good. I'm really proud of it. It's gonna blow everyone's mind, mine included. But it's not done yet. We got a lot left to do. And we're gonna need more funding to pull it off as well. So that's why we're gonna launch a Kickstarter for chapter 3 of the Journey Down. During October, we'll have a Kickstarter. And we're hoping to launch sometime during what's the next year? I keep forgetting.
2016?
Yeah, there we go. 2016. Probably like middle of or maybe early 2016. So that's where we're at right now. We're working on chapter 3. We're just about to start actual production because we have very much been on the scripting phase, just writing, redesigning over and over again, iterating over it from all the lessons learned from previous chapters. And yeah, again, I'm very proud to say that the design is excellent. It is an excellent design.
So I know you have different themes for the various episodes. What's the new theme?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we like to keep the different episodes different, not only because it's more fun for the audience, it's more fun for us, because it's been such a huge project working on these games. The first chapter had more of like a reggae vibe, and the second chapter, I started writing it in a period of my life when I was very much into film noir, so that it became a very film noir-esque mood, a lot of big band jazz and stuff, and that made it, stay fresh. So that was awesome. And now with chapter 3, we love working with film noir, but with chapter 3, we want to move away from that and do something new. So now we got this really weird but amazing mix of, like, you call it 80s action movie type things like Lethal Weapon or Die Hard, those kind of movies, or maybe a little bit of Ninja Turtles, those kind of simple tropes that everyone understands in our generation, like we can really relate to these characters. Those kind of tropes, that kind of setup, that kind of ambiance, that kind of saxophone. It's important which kind of saxophone we're talking about. Like first we had reggae saxophone, then we had big jazz saxophone, now we have Lethal Weapon saxophone, which like really like that. So we're gonna max it out. But also we've got this big sort of Lion King inspired type part of it, or very much or maybe more Indiana Jones, like really. So we're kind of mixing these things. And
Circle of Life and all that.
Yes, yeah, everything. So it's it's fair to say a very unique mix. And it's all gonna go out with a very big bang. We want to end this on a really high note, so we're aiming really high. It's gonna blow your mind.
So another thing that you're doing to keep things fresh is you're mixing up the cast a little bit. Of course, there's going to be returning characters, but you got some new ones as well. Can you tell us anything about those?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly what we do. What we like to do is to introduce like small stories inside each chapter, like that has a nice start and a nice dramaturgic curve, whatever you call it. And we're doing that with chapter 3 too. And we're introducing what would be like a very, actually kind of generic characters for that type of environment, but they become very original and like full of life in this case because this original twist with a African mix, very weird and unique. So what we got is, I would say, two main characters that really work here. We got the character of Gabby, who's this traditional trope. She's a news reporter. She's a suppressed news reporter. Maybe you can relate to this.
Of course.
Suppressed reporter who she's got like orders from the government that you can only report this and this, but she wants to report the truth. So she wants to uncover the conspiracy. And she's the kicker of ass. She really kicks some ass. And she propels the story forward big time. And she has her own little curve and a little romance going on with some of the characters.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. I'm not going to spoil it. And then we have the underground resistance, which is just such an obvious trope from 80s action movies. Everyone can relate to that. We've seen it so many times. And we like to stay true to that, so people understand, that can easily understand the character, like, oh, it's that kind of character. It makes it so easy for us to write it, and it's fun. It's fun when we're casting too. It's so easy to just say, oh, we want this guy to be like this and this from that movie, and they'll just, oh, I know what that is. I can do that. So that's fun.
Cool. And you've got the spotlight here. Hype the Kickstarter. When do you plan on launching it, and what are you looking for, and what can people expect from it?
Well, we're launching it in October. I would think early October sometime. They can expect from us a very large dedication, because we're taking it very seriously. We've talked to a lot, like now at Gamescom already, I've talked to a lot of other adventure game Kickstarters who have been successful with their Kickstarter, and some who have been less successful, and really trying to figure out what made it fly or what made it not fly. So we've realized that this is a big thing. We're going to have to really invest ourselves in it. So I think you can expect a lot of really juicy behind-the-scenes footage and those kind of things. We got a lot of material to show off from our development of the first and second chapter too. So it's going to be juicy. The actual campaign, definitely, we're going to keep it juicy. And as for the end results, well, it's going to be the most awesome game in the world ever. So that's, I mean, I can't promise any more than that.
Promise the world, and let's hope it delivers.
We aim for the stars and we shoot from the hip. It's a Skygoblin saying.
All right.
That's how we roll.
All right. Look forward to seeing exactly what that means. The journey down is winding up to its conclusion, and you can of course check out more on the game on our website. And we have an old interview back from episode 1 for those who are interested in sort of archaeology and history.
Right.
You can see if he delivered on those promises back then.
Wait, maybe we shouldn't look at that review actually. I don't know.
But yeah, so thanks so much for talking to us.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's been awesome.